I'm Pamela, and this is the Xenessa Project. In under 10 minutes, we find clarity beyond the feed.
Signal found. Reset begins now.
Okay, picture this with me. It's 1997. The whole world is watching Garry Kasparov, the greatest chess player alive, maybe the greatest ever, sitting across from a machine, IBM's Deep Blue. This wasn't just a chess match. It felt like a test of what it means to be human. And in the end, the machine wins. The headlines exploded. People said it was the dawn of a new era, that humans had finally been surpassed. And maybe you even remember that feeling. Or maybe you felt it more recently. That anxiety about technology suddenly had a face and a name. But here's the thing I want you to know. That story, it didn't end there. After losing, Kasparov didn't retreat. Instead, he asked a question that changed everything. What if a human worked with a machine? That's how Centaur chess was born. A person and an AI playing together as a team. And you know what happened? That pairing could beat even the strongest supercomputer. Think about that for a second. The human brought strategy, intuition, creativity, and the ability to ask why. The machine brought calculation, memory, and the power to answer what if. Put them together, and suddenly you had something stronger than either could be alone. And that's the story we need to hold on to. The one that gets drowned out by the headlines about replacement. It's not really about chess. It's about what happens when we stop trying to compete with machines and instead figure out how to be more human. Look, that tension, this is what the whole season has been circling around. You remember Sarah from episode 9? 10 years of award-winning marketing experience, but her resume never reached human eyes. The algorithm shut her out before she even had a chance. And then we talked about Salesforce. 4,000 jobs gone in a single announcement. The work didn't vanish. The people did. And in episode 11, I told you my own story about struggling to write because I demanded perfection. How AI tools in my hands helped me break free of that paralysis. But I also know those same tools can be used differently, to track and to measure and to tighten the leash instead of loosening it. So that's the choice in front of us. Do we use these systems to replace and diminish, or do we use them to empower and expand? That's why the Centaur model matters. It shows us that humans and machines don't have to be adversaries. We can build something stronger together than either could ever be alone.
Research on Centaur chess partnerships published in the Journal of Artificial Intelligence in 2005 found that human AI teams consistently beat even the strongest supercomputers in freestyle tournaments. The key wasn't how advanced the AI was, it was the human's ability to know when to trust or override the algorithm. And it isn't just chess. A 2017 Harvard Business Review study examined thousands of business decisions and found the same result. Humans plus AI outperformed either one alone, but only when humans kept the final say. Philosopher Hubert Dreyfus in What Computers Can't Do, 1972, revised 1992, argued that human intelligence grows out of lived experience in the world. It's not rule-based, it's embodied, and no algorithm can replicate that. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio in Descartes' Error, 1994, showed that decision-making depends on more than logic. It requires emotion, too. What he called somatic markers are those felt experiences that shape a person's judgment. Patients with damage to emotional centers could reason perfectly on paper, but made terrible choices in real life.
So the research is clear. Our value doesn't lie in becoming more like machines. It lies in everything machines can never be. And replacement, it isn't inevitable. How we design and use these systems, that's what matters. Let me tell you about someone I spoke with last month, Dr. Amir Hassan. He's been practicing family medicine for 15 years in a low-income neighborhood where many of his patients don't even speak English as their first language. His clinic recently got an AI diagnostic tool. You know, the kind that analyzes symptoms and recommends treatment protocols, things like that. And it's good, probably better than him at pattern matching across thousands of cases. But here's what it can't do. It can't notice that Mrs. Chen's teenage daughter is translating her mother's symptoms with embarrassment and probably some omission. It can't read the body language that tells them a patient is downplaying their pain because they can't afford to miss work. They can't see the elderly man saying he's fine is actually terrified and just needs someone to sit with him before treatment even begins. Dr. Hassan shared something with me that has stayed with me. The diagnosis might come from the algorithm, but healing, that happens in the relationship. The AI can tell me what's wrong. Only I can help them believe they're worth caring for. And he's right. Physician Jerome Groopman, in How Doctors Think in 2007, found the same thing. The best clinicians don't just follow protocols. They notice what doesn't fit. They trust their hunches. And they make leaps that save lives. That wisdom comes from years of listening to patients and not just reading charts. Or think about a master craftsperson with an apprentice. What's really being passed down isn't just measurement. It's how to read the wood grain and when to trust your hands, and how failure sometimes teaches more than success ever could. That kind of knowledge doesn't live in data. It lives in relationships, in patience, and in shared struggle. And it's the same in classrooms and care homes. Sure, algorithms can score tests or track vitals, but it's the teacher who notices when a student has stopped believing in themselves. It's the caregiver whose presence makes the difference between loneliness and belonging. When we optimize these human elements away, we don't just lose the human touch, we lose each other. Okay, I think the thing we're all asking now is, how do we reclaim human value in the age of AI? So first, we need to reclaim the narrative. You and I need to stop imagining ourselves in a race against the machine. Our value isn't in out-calculating algorithms, because, let's face it, we're never going to be able to do that. It's in bringing judgment, creativity, and moral courage, the things algorithms can't touch. Second, we need to reclaim power. We're not just spectators here. You have power as a worker, as a consumer, and as a citizen. We have the power to demand transparency from our local government on the algorithms used in public services, and to ask our employers how AI tools are meant to augment our team and not just audit it. And third, we reclaim our humanity. For too long, we've tried to make ourselves more machine-like, efficient, optimized, measurable. Now it's time to do the opposite, to double down on what machines can't do, to navigate ambiguity, to show empathy and build trust. So here's my final question for you this season. In your work, in your life, how can you be a centaur? What's the irreplaceable human wisdom you carry? And how can you pair it with the tools of our age to create something better than you could build alone? Because that's where our future lies. It's not in fearing the machine, but in learning to lead with it. You've been listening to the Xenessa Project. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and never stop searching for signal beyond the noise.
Signal fading. The search continues.
If this season's journey resonated with you, I'd really love to hear what you're taking away. Visit Xenessa.com and share your thoughts on what it means to reclaim human value. And for more powerful ideas beyond the feed, join our newsletter.